away from there by Yashika's called a very big distraction. You all are using that distraction to quickly get to your notes. Okay. Okay. As you, as Lynn, Kanata, Cyrus, Garth, and Light make their way through the bazaar. Is it safe to assume that Garth would have run a small cat form too?
Yeah,
with,
especially if we're trying to avoid drawing attention, definitely.
Okay, just double checking. So yeah, you do see guards that are doing mild patrols. You do some give you like a cursory glance, then just move along. The guard that you had spotted when you had gained entrance in the first place is is amongst the bazaar. Looks at you all, stops for a moment, keeps looking, and then shakes his head and just moves on.
That's right. Nothing to see here.
Yes. The various caravans you find here are other cat folk. Many with some at least a party of about 10 wearing hold on, let me double check something of my own notes. I had so many different things. I can't remember. Oh well. Purple cloaks. There you see other various humanoid caravans. Want a perception check quick though, please, if you may. While you're paying attention to, if anyone is paying attention to the different caravans that are here, just to see what that is.
Oh yay! 23s.
Okay, 23. Nice. that is enough to, as you all are traveling through the bazaar, a familiar-ish group is sighted by you. Not the exact same group, or the exact same group of people you have met, but the exact same uniform. You see some soldiers of the Platinum Company, and they are escorting about 3 or so folks with in a very deep scarlet colored robe that covers all 3 of their faces and such. and they seem to be moving to the upper levels.
The upper levels towards the main tent at all?
Yes, but there are still bazaars up there as well. But yes, that is also where the chief's house is.
I'm gonna keep an eye to see if they're gonna head towards the chief's house. He might have something to do with them as well.
Okay. So you want to keep an eye on them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as we did encounter them in iffy situations before.
You've encountered them before? Light speaks up.
Yep.
Yes.
How so? Was it I recognize that as Platinum Company, but was it a bad situation or?
Sieging a city south of Balforum.
Curious. But, well, the only thing well, they are mercenaries, so. Unless you think there are ulterior motives, which by the sound of it there is.
Well, since there is trade going on, it'll be easier to stick around if we absolutely have to. I think we can stay in the area for a little bit longer without arousing suspicion if we blend in with the other people shopping and such.
It also might be good to buy things if you must. It'll help with the image. As he kind of is looking through the stalls, saying, besides, I need to replace some of my rations anyway.
I will knock off 5 gold just to indicate that I'll be staying around a little bit, just spending money on like trinkets every now and then.
And I think I'll get, I guess, pick up 2 weeks worth of rations or something just to.
Yeah, don't forget, gold is gold. They're probably gonna mostly, if it's trinkets, that's mostly gonna be copper and silver.
Okay, then silver then.
And 2 weeks worth of rations might be, if you want really good quality, 2 gold probably.
Something like that, yeah.
3, something like that.
Okay.
Cheap, 5 gold at most. Yeah, because a knife is 2 gold. A good spear is 15 gold or something like that. But yes. Was there anything else you would all like to do in the bazaar besides heading to the mountains?
Well, it sounded like were we not keeping an eye on these guys?
My intent was to keep an eye on these guys, because if they head towards the leader's tent, that could, aside from possibly interfering with Kiyome, that in of itself would indicate some relation. If we think they're sketchy to begin with, we could hopefully see what's going on without jeopardizing anything.
They actually go towards this way. You all kind of are in this area with several. This is the main bazaar area. They head this way.
Okay.
Kiyome,
So we're in this area then.
Give or take.
Okay.
Yeah, they head this way, and the entrance to the Chief's Hall is about here. There's still like a lot of tents and the like here. Kiyome, you're about here-ish when Kankar catches you and is kind of waving you outside. But yes. Unless the other group has anything besides watching and maybe a little bit of shopping, that was it. We will return to Kiyome, who, as Kankar kind of leads you off and tries to blend in with some of the crowd. So I take it you found something.
Can you repeat that, please? You kind of cut out for me.
So I take it you found something.
If I found something, a bunch of dead cultists, then yes. Well, correction by a bunch of dead cultists. They were originally alive.
Yes. Cultists of what? Of what?
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, actually. I do know the name of it, don't I?
Yeah. You do know the name of it, Cult of Ills.
It would be the Cult of Ills. They're trying to resurrect some evil god entity thing. Oh, by the way, that's why those people ended up dying. They got too close to the cult and were killed by golems. And, oh yeah, by the way, that cult was working with the chief. We heard them say that when we were sneaking in before having to murder them all.
Thankfully, he kind of was like on the out, leaving you on outskirts. That way, no one can hear
I would
you.
not be saying that very loudly at all. In fact, I would probably just write that part.
Right. Listen. That is a bold claim.
I'm not making claims. I'm just telling you what we found. You can do with it what you want.
Yes, however, you will have to mind that as reputable as you are and resourceful, that is still a large claim against Mateo, despite my feelings towards him.
They never said him by his name. For all we know, it could have been the previous chief. All I know is that they said chief of the village above them, which would be you guys, was somehow in on this.
That would be very troubling.
I'd rather tell you what I do know than leave the fact that there's a cult of people trying to resurrect an evil god below you guys. They're conveniently dead now, but still.
How did they get in? There was from what we found, there was no other entrances into the mountain.
There is an entrance from the north side.
Where in the cavern?
In the very cave you tried exploring and had people killed in.
Those are the scouts who were killed. I assume they will be safe to send people through it now then.
Yeah, we did get rid of all the traps and everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it would be.
We even have a map.
Oh, that is right. Would I have a copy of the map?
You didn't ask for it.
That Lynn just has.
As I Len just has it because nobody asked him for it.
This is correct.
In that case, I would say we have a full map of the caverns, but it's with the other part of my party who is not here because they don't have an offer of being here like I do, even if I'm creating a ruckus like I am.
Yes, that's another thing. Mateo's been getting Theo has been getting increasingly fervent. This particular caravan Dave is rather large, lots of clients, so thankfully he will be very largely distracted anyway. You have my and Teja's thanks for doing what you all did. We will take this information and do with it we will. Hopefully it is either a miscommunication or a misunderstanding or something.
I would hope it's something like that, but records were in the process of being destroyed, as if they found what they were looking for and destroying all evidence.
I see. Well, sounds like you. Well, by the sound of it, that was your work to be done. To hunt down whatever this god is. You have your information, you've helped us enough. He goes off to, he kind of reaches off into a pack he holds to his side. Kind of counts it for a moment. Yeah. It isn't much. It isn't much for what you've done. But I consider it a thank you for finding out for taking initiative, as it were.
Thank you.
It is about hold on. About 1,000 gold.
That's going to be a hefty coin purse.
It's actually rather light, and it's actually rather small, but because magic.
Oh, just because platinum.
Yeah, platinum too. You know. Yes. But that I said, there are many. Wherever you and your compatriots are, I would suggest you leave now. Now is the best time for you to go before Teo spots you, because regardless if I or Tej help you, and whatever favor there was, today is his day for showboating. I would suggest this where we part ways.
I will gladly do that. Though I would love to be able to come back at some point.
May circumstances hope for the best.
Agreed.
And before I go, he brings out a piece of paper and writes with his claw. He writes with his claw something quick. Perhaps this will help in the future. Should in better times, perhaps. Now, if you excuse me, I must attend back to my business. There's talk of war amongst the tribes, and we need to show our strength.
War amongst the tribes. That sounds intriguing.
More. It is a. I use the term war, but more of champions fighting each other for territorial rights, territory resources, that like.
So it sounds like you're going to be busy later.
It will be enjoyable.
It'd be a shame that I wouldn't be able to watch that.
Perhaps you will. But yes, I must get going. Good luck. Good luck, then, little one. As he kind of quickly walks off, leaving you in the crowd.
I will take that as my cue to slowly go all the way around the town, being slightly more. Oh, it's not slightly less obvious distraction, as in I'm not going to be singing loudly.
Now you're
Pretty sure
actually going to
Kitsune
be.
is probably a distraction nonetheless.
Right. You're not seeing too many. You're not seeing any kitsunes around.
I'm kind of sad because I'm a desert Kitsune. I'm at home in the desert. Alas.
Alright. You will make your way. Survival check just for shenanigans' sake, and stealth for blending in. Oh, you're going that way. Oh, that's fun.
Well, he walked that way, didn't he?
Yeah, kinda, yeah. Fair enough. That is fair.
If he was giving me a tour, I would have had to go that way.
He was giving you a tour.
Yeah, I'll still go that way.
That's fair. Okay.
If something horrible happens, I will just make myself go from one side of the city to the other through making myself a teleporting door. I will rule that still. Actually, I will roll bluff. I'm much better at bluffing.
Yeah, so basically you're just kind of like, showing like, I know what I'm doing. I belong here. I'm just a simple caravan. I'm a simple merchant.
Beep, beep, beep.
Hey, look, not a 20.
Hey now, I rolled a 13 on my diplomacy earlier. I've only made 4 rolls this whole game.
Yeah, I was just pointing out that it wasn't a 20.
No.
The first one wasn't a 20.
Yeah,
The second one was, and then the third one was a 19, and the fourth one was an 18.
I'm trying to be on your side here with the dice rolls, man.
If it makes you feel better, I am rotating dice. I have a lot of d20s.
Also, one thing you all do notice as you're like spending more and more time within the caravan,
Wait.
or within the city, the town itself.
Us or Kiyomi?
All of you. This is for all of you that I forgot to mention. I'm literally remembering things. I'm like, oh yeah, that's important, or at least noticeable, because as it was previously made clear to you, there are no humans in this in the caravans, except for those that are assumably labor or slaves. Otherwise, it's gnomes, halflings, basically everyone but humans.
Okay.
Even the platinum company guards are not human in this regard.
In terms of trying to keep an eye on those guys, where are they headed at the moment?
Let me actually put down a pog for them, because this is going to be a little interesting.
Because it's not like Kiyomi probably walked past them.
I mean, you may have. Which was, I was like, oh, you want to walk that way.
Well, I basically go towards the yellow X. Now I can see the yellow X.
I'm just going to use them. This is their token, and let me see if I have it right. It's Placing ruler with princes now. Oh, shit. See, as they actually are making that way, and for you, Kiyome, it is hard to miss them, as they are rather garish even for other merchants and the like, and it's a rather narrow, quote unquote, alleyway. So you also recognize the Platinum Company soldiers and their small retinue that they're escorting.
Alrighty.
They split the scene. It is a group of three red-robed figures, followed by about 10 soldiers, until suddenly they separate. 6 going with 2 heading towards the chief's house, while 1 heads to the weapons with 4 other guards flanking them to the blacksmith.
Interesting. I'd be very curious about doing that, but I also don't feel like dealing with the chief if I don't have to.
Hey, doggone trash guy, calm down. Okay. For Kinara, you also do see them kind of split. You do at least see them split off. Since is it just you paying attention, or is it the party?
It was in theory the party.
Okay. So yes, you all kind of discreetly watch them at almost like Assassin's Creed style, like looking at certain wares and then kind of peeking of your shoulders and all that. To see them both split off. One to the blacksmith with 4 guards, and 2 with 6 guards to the to Chief Renteos. You, however, do not see Kiyome because she is blending in.
I'll address the party members that are with me. That's
I'll just appear with them, because I see the party, I will go with the party.
There has to be something we can do.
Gotta speak up for the mic.
I said there has to be something we can do.
Sure, there probably is something we can do. It also involve us not being here. Because he is in a mood for showboating. And as people who aren't allowed to be here, that might involve more horrible things happening. Just saying.
Does Kiyome actually pop up?
If I passed them and noticed them, I would.
I'm gonna need a perception check for you then, Kiyome.
Would it also be a sense motive versus I'm just a folk roll?
Actually, yes, please say sense motive, because I can do sense
Well,
motive, and he's bluffing.
some of us are stealthing, and some others of us aren't.
Yes, sense motive or perception, either or.
Good. I'm gonna roll this now. What is 16 plus 17?
16 plus 17? 33, 32, 33.
That's my roll.
42 was my I'm just a person roll.
You actually don't see the party. You're like, wait, where'd it go? However, well, actually, yeah, that's perception. However, you do see light. Light was trying to blend in, and you do kind of notice the old, decrepit soldier.
So I see light following a group of people who I don't recognize.
He's not. Yes, you see him perusing some wares, and as you notice him, you're like, wait, right there? Oh, there they are.
I will sneak up on Anara and Lynn and just insert a statement about how the chief is in a mood that involves showboating. May not be best to stick around.
So yes, you all have reunited.
I'll whirl around towards Kiyame. Oh, that was quick. I take it you didn't need to do anything.
No, I actually ran into monk guy.
Oh,
Whose
good.
name I don't particularly remember off the top of my head. And we'll just proceed to call him monk guy while I'm not in earshot of him.
Oh. This so at least isn't the best situation for me. I'm inclined to want to do something, but what do you guys think?
Do you actually think we could get away with doing something?
I don't even have a plan. I just have suspicions concerning, and he'll gesture towards the platinum. These are they're not my people per se, but they're at least my kind.
Yeah. Alistair. Yes, well. Is there a reason you want to follow the Platinum Company? Light says, is there a reason you want to follow the Light Company?
Well, they're heading towards Rentara's tent, and well,
yes, he may have dealings with it, but don't forget he's the chief of the Golden Claws. If they want to make trade deals, they go through you. And by the sound of it, well, if they're able to afford the Platinum Company, I don't think Chief Renteo would exactly say no to such patronage, as it were. Unless you think there's something else to it. Because by the sound of it, you said they had just been doing a siege.
which
And ran a bunch of refugees out of their city, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, well, refugees are always going to be running from a siege.
Well, yeah.
But if they're dealing with they could be dealing with Rentara, as you said, for wares. But what would he have to gain by, say, he was the one that hired them to attack the city? Aside from expansion, but that's way near Balforum. That's a bit of a trek unless you're making a beachhead for something.
Actually, it was closer here than Belforum.
I thought it was a couple days travel from here. Up north.
Like a week.
Yeah, I'd say it was like a week north of here, and Belforum is like a week or two north of that.
To the map.
Right. Yeah. So from a strategic standpoint, it would be a beachhead to get to Balforum, and whatever independents were in there.
Okay. No offense, lad, but no offense, friend, but the cat folk don't have interest to go for conquest. I honestly think it's more of the red cloaks are the ones that have the money. It could be in a partnership, it could be something, I don't know. Is there something that you're not telling me that they did, or? Did the refugees say something? Or...
David remembers.
Perhaps we should save this when after we leave. Unless you think it important enough to follow them completely and risk being caught.
I'm just looking for a reason at this point.
We must choose our battles carefully there, friend. We must actually. He doesn't use friend. He uses comrade, or something between like comrade and brother, because you're like guildmates.
Oh, if we are in fact guildmates, I could see the term brother popping up.
Honestly, brother, I wouldn't do it. At that point, it's mostly politics, but that's just me. I will go ahead and head to the entrance. You will make your decision. I need to purchase a mount anyway.
Oh, Kiyomi, did everything turn out well?
The guy's been made aware of the situation and pulls out the magical bag of coin pursery, and we got to pay for it.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well. Aside from my own personal biases, can anyone else think of a reason to stay at this point?
Well, then I guess on to the next dungeon.
I mean, I could see a reason for us to be interested in what they're doing.
Well, do you remember something that we're not?
No, I'm just saying there could be something worthwhile in seeing what happens. But that would also risk you guys being noticed by the town guards.
And Light is right. If there's any sort of political level stuff going on,
Not the guild's issue.
well, not only is it not the guild's issue, we'll see the ramifications later, and that can confirm or deny certain associations. Okay, let's get out of here. With that, Kinara's gonna start trying to make his way towards the exit.
And we'll follow.
Same here.
Alright. So back. Alright. So you all return to go back to the exit. Or back to the entrance, as it were, in this case.
Yes, true.
The exit entrance. And as said, while you all were discussing that, Light was purchasing a mount and had found a basically large monitor lizard, for lack of better phrasing.
Oh, cool. Okay, I know the type of thing you're talking about.
Giant monitor lizard? Yeah, monitor lizard?
Yeah, Monitor lizard.
Kind of like the lizards from Avatar or other fantasies.
It's a giant riding lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Kill the fire.
It's actually resistant to fire, that's the fun part. Anyways, let's go. As you go, you actually don't have to do any trap checks, because the Golden Claw have actually lit up the entire cavern all the way through, posting guards here and there, torches, ramps, the whole 9 yards. It's a welcoming party, if anything, for there's even caravans passing you by to head towards the town itself. And as you actually pass the pit you all were at, you do see a bridge that has been seemingly lowered from the ceiling. Yes, otherwise you were just left to your own devices.
Well, Keno's gonna leave before he does something stupid.
Back to Benino to get more guild quests.
Benino, well, what were they talking about spreading their plague to the west?
Well, we have to go west to go back towards Benino. And even then, to get more information, we'd have to go back towards that one anyways, because it's not like we have any more information than they want to spread the plague, and we have a means of preventing said plague. But we don't know much more besides that.
Well, also, should we return to give information to the person from the city who had us look into this? We do have
my understanding, he was just a middleman at getting the information to us from the advisors.
No, he was actually the one that hired you. He's the one that hired you on information from the Golden Claws.
So it's more like a daisy chain of they looked for someone, they passed on the information looking for help, then he wanted more information that he wasn't given by them, and then paid Gil to get someone to go look into it even further. Oh, so they're getting double the paycheck. Works for me. I assume that works for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So you shall return to Craigo.
Rico.
We can if you're all willing to. You all have anything to do tomorrow besides Thanksgiving?
Other than Thanksgiving, no, like.
But we don't know what Thanksgiving is yet to know what our timeline looks like.
Well, I doubt it's going to be in the morning.
It's not going to be in the morning, so we can extend a little bit more if we want.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You guys, I'm up for anything really.
I can go a little bit later. Yeah, you know, we're gonna have to stop by like 11ish still, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
See, a wandering trader might have something I'm looking for.
Alright, so the party, with a surprising ally beside you, return to Craigo with hopefully with some news to at least give to Rowan the satrap about this feast of dust that comes. It takes you, I believe I said 3 days. So it will probably be a little bit before afternoon after you leave the mountains. So you'll get there along with your bardic inspirations and all that. Probably midday, 2 days later. There you return. There you'll be able to return to Kuriko itself. Nothing has seemingly changed too much about it, and you all are relatively unabsconded to do whatever you wish to Kuriko, and I believe that is to just head straight to Rowan.
Well, if we can, I don't recall that infected family. Were they moved off anywhere?
Yes, they were seen to by between a priest of a priestess of Pharasma and what was the other one? Of not Yoon. Who's then? Who's the other one? Irori. Irori being the god of self-perfection.
Okay.
And one of them was actually one of Kiyomi's old gang members. For Irori. But yes, by the sound of it, you want to see them?
Well, I figure just because we're not entirely sure as to what will happen once we hand over the goblet, which appears to be a cure. I just want to make sure that they're administered first.
So you should head to the churches, respectively, of Pharasma and Irori. Yes. By the sound of it, you want to see to them?
Yeah. That's what I'll be. Well, which one of us has the Which one of us has the goblet?
That would be me.
Okay.
I can hand it over. Do you want me to?
Yeah, since I'm looking to make sure that they be cured.
If shit, something. Okay. Okay. So you want to take the goblet to the family and see if you can cure them with it?
Yes.
Okay, so you approach the shrine area, because they do have their centers of worship very close by. It's a way, as a seeming way to kind of get all their ducks in a row, as it were. In particular, one you're going to, it's Irori and Pharasma. That the two representatives were of, at least.
Let's go with Pharasma.
Okay. checking something of how it is. Okay. Jumping through. So you enter the Church of Pharasma.
Okay.
Pathfinder. A symbol of greenish color spiral is shown over the church, the holy symbol of Pharasma. The church itself is clean, best way I can describe it, like almost hospital clean, but it doesn't smell like tonics and all that.
Okay.
There's no smell. It's like the absence of smell. It's not absurdly dark, but it is dimmer than it is outside. Despite the lighting that is all about. You do see the priest, who you would actually you see a priest with in a dark tabard approaching. Hello, how can I help you?
Yes, I am Kalash Kate. I was seeking a small group of victims that were imperiled by a curse or a disease they were brought in earlier, several days ago. At this point, they should be having symptoms of essentially not being able to eat, but yet still being alive.
Yes. One moment, please. Let me get the head priestess. One moment, please. She scampers off, goes through one of the rooms. About a minute or two later, she returns with the priestess with skeletal face paint and a hood made that is framed by bones. Good day, traveler. It is good to see that you are well. I'm told that you wish to see those afflicted by the curse.
Yes.
This way. She leads you off to one of the side rooms, passing through a couple doors. The church itself is rather not exactly Spartan, but well organized. Nothing lavish or expensive that you're finding.
Okay.
You are taken to a back room that has as she puts away the coins. And before she enters, we did the best we could, but they are not. Thankfully, they are not dead, but they have not gotten any better. I unfortunately do not have the strength to cast much more powerful spells of Pharasma, so I'm not able to completely to the grass. However, we were able to find with check that. We were able to find that break enchantment actually does help the victims, however, for only about a day. If you wish to speak to them, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go forth. I take it they're pretty much in the same condition that they have been in?
Yes, but they've actually been cleaned up some, given some better clothes, but they still look haggard and eyes sunken in. They look a little bit better. As you enter, you see one particular cleric is finishing the casting of the break enchantment spell on one of them, and that should help you for today. And it's the father who had begged you earlier. He looks better. They all look a little bit better, but as I said, but still pretty sick looking.
Yeah, it's just a reprieve. Yeah.
They tell them that they could just cast simple healing spells to forcefully keep them alive.
Oh yes, but they're like mixing it up since they have various clerics and paladins with them.
I just wanted to make sure that they were made aware of the fact all they have to do is do like a simple lay on hands once a day and make sure that everyone near them eats.
Yeah, well, they're trying to see what they can do, because this is a necromancy, and this is a little bit under Pharasma's purview, so they're like, okay, this is not a good time. This is our purview, damn it.
Is the group in one room, or is it just?
It's a divided room. There's obviously like a sleeping room, and they are currently like being tended to by, I said, a cleric, and there's one who's kind of drawing some blood samples from another.
Okay. Hello.
Everyone turns to you and says, "Oh, yeah." And the father says, "Oh, you, yes, thank you so much for what you've done, sir. You've saved you've saved my family, and made sure that we can at least be alive a little bit longer."
He will. Kinara will smile. I think I have found something that will be a bit more effective than what's currently being used to cure your ails.
At that, people kind of, some brows are being raised. Like, you have the room's attention. Even the head priest kind of shines a bit. Like, you can see her peeking in. Like, oh, what is it?
I will unveil the goblet, which should still have the glowing water in it, as I recall.
The water no longer glows, actually. Well, actually,
if I recall, the last thing that happened is the chalice is now glowing.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. The chalice has actually lost its glow. After you left the room, it lost its glow.
Oh, is that something that we would have noticed back then, or?
Yes, you would have.
In which case, this entire expedition to this church was meaningless, and
Ah.
I was wondering about it. I'm like,
you never told us that.
I apologize. That is on me.
Because that's kind of a major detail.
Okay.
I don't even know if we'd left the dungeon if we had figured out it wasn't glowing yet.
Yeah, because at that point, that would mean that we would have to.
Well, we already knew we had to hit the other 3 dungeons and beat up the jackal or whatever.
Yes. I apologize. I presented that horribly wrong. I probably essentially because I'm just going to break it down for you. What it really was supposed to be that the chalice is supposed to reveal that it's the different things that you need to quote unquote scatter the feast. The chalice itself is basically a way of being a key almost of something that a sentinel can always use to see what needs to be seen. It might actually hold on. You know what? It's a magical chalice, damn it. You know what? It does glow. Faint glow.
Look.
You know what? Because I'm literally making this up on the spot. I apologize for that. I'm just like, wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm all over the place.
Okay. I'll offer the chalice to the man. As I understand it, this should. Excuse me. As I understand it, the water in this chalice, and perhaps even the chalice itself, should be able to sell you relief, if not a cure entirely.
He takes the goblet warily and goes over to one of his obviously his children, the child. They're not hiding their faces anymore. You see a young girl about 11 years old.
Aw.
Yeah, again, the sunken eyes, it's pretty bad. She's kind of nodding off a little bit, and he kind of encouraged her to come on, Jake. Everything tastes like egg. Please drink.
I thought you were gonna say it tastes like ass.
No, yes, the 10-year-old said it tastes like ass.
Kids say the darndest things.
I was gonna say, I could totally believe that.
Yeah.
10-year-old, yes, obviously.
Like I said, I could totally see that being a thing.
Especially in medieval times where we're less concerned about language.
But sorry, go on. I just thought that's where you were going with it.
Ash, you idiots. She does drink it. At first, she doesn't seem affected, but then she kind of blinks it, and actually starts drinking it more, and just goes it. I tasted it. I tasted water. And you know for a fact that under the Feast of Death, they shouldn't be able to taste anything except ash.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
It did a thing.
It did a thing.
Now the question is, can it
Exactly
maintain
what
that?
exactly that thing is? They get the priestess kind of leans into you. Can this be used without water?
We'll speak in a lower tone. I am I'm uncertain. I know the place that we found it. It seemed to.
And where was this found?
It was found within these. It was found beneath the Golden Claws.
The Show Mountains. Damn. Yeah, she quietly curses. There's no way they would be able. Well, let's hope holy water would be able to help with it. The family kind of shares the goblet itself, drinking what they can, and they do, like, seem better somehow, just a little bit. If you don't mind, I'll take the chalice and see what I can do with it. With so many clerics and paladins around, we'll be able to find something.
You can at least for a time. I'm certain that there's more to this than what's initially meets the eye, so it may be needed to solve this entirely.
Good. Though I should warn you about something, and she kind of takes you off to the side, away from everybody. I didn't want to tell them because they didn't spook them, but in the night, they would, while we watched over them, for several nights, there would be jackals outside the church. And we would chase them off, but every single time they would leave behind a bone. A bone etched with some kind of carving. I wish I could show you the bones, but by the time the next day, they would just vanish.
Are you speaking of actual jackals or a?
Yes, actual
okay.
jackals. Nothing else has come for them. Should we be concerned for of others?
There was a group dealing with. They appeared to be wanting to resurrect some sort of jackal hero or deity. A person that affiliated themselves with a princess rat of pestilence and a few other unsavory individuals.
That sounds like something. That sounds like something the Sentinels would know about. I noticed the emblem on the goblet. I assume you know at least a little about who they are.
Only some, under the impression that they're not a group in existence anymore, aside from relics.
No. If they are around, they haven't exactly been public about it.
Do you know of any of their previous holdings?
Fortunately, yes. There was actually surprisingly one in the village of let me check my words. Yeah. There was one, ironically, near these people's village, Dimien.
Dimien, did you say?
Dimien. As I said, I don't know if they are still around. I would think at least a handful might be around still. Somebody somewhere is bound to be having something.
Well, I wouldn't need them to be living if they're still guarding these things. Thank you for your information. I will return to my companions to compare notes and decide on a course of action.
Well then, good luck. Good luck. Good luck then. Adventurer. May the gods and fate watch over you.
Kinar will give a bow and depart to find the group, which has been doing things, I presume?
I assume, stocking up and, securing passage for the, or, route maps or something for the, the next stage of the journey.
You may do all that, as I will probably have to double check for all that stuff of where exactly you need to go for the rest of the dungeon stuff.
I would also like to see if the crystal glass goblet I commissioned is completed.
Wasn't that back in Veneno?
Nope, that was here.
Okay.
That was before we left.
Yeah, it was it was actually Sarah, I believe, that actually helped make it. They ate the coals. But yes, it has been almost a week, so yes, they were able to forge it for you.
Excellent. Yes, I will add that to my inventory then.
You had a crystal goblet made?
Yes, it was a crystal goblet with various emblems of Sekhmet, and I think there's some crystals embedded into it too. My intent is for him to use it to make sun wine. I just can't do that in any old cup.
Not any old cup.
Okay, I will. I guess I'll meet back up with the party then.
Okay. Was everybody else doing anything in particular
Nope.
besides shopping?
Nope.
So, again, you are able to return to Rowan. You still technically are considered guests, so people recognize you and kind of just let you pass by. And you're able to approach Rowan's office.
Okay.
Lynn's just gonna be quiet and not say anything.
Welcome.
How are you? Welcome to the last.
I've been listening for like the past 20 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Being sneaky.
Sneaky ninja. But yes.
But yeah, she'll just be making faces like eyebrows raising or smirking, etc.
Fair enough.
Coco will be making faces this year.
But you were saying that, Kinara.
We're in his office, right?
Outside of his office, yeah.
The chalice on its own appears to have some effect. I have momentarily left it in the care of the clerics, but they're aware that we will likely need it back at some point. They mentioned that there was the High Priestess mentioned that there was a Sentinel ruin near their village. That village being the impoverished, infected people. Demier, as I recall, his name.
Yes.
I figure since we found the chalice,
Rowan raises a hand real quick, because you find him like mid-sentence as he was writing with a small pair of spectacles on. He closes spectacles, lays the book aside. So first off, welcome back. Glad to see that you have found information. So this ruin was of the Sentinels, you said?
Yes. I presume that other Sentinel ruins may have pieces to this puzzle.
And that there's supposedly something in Dimian that you're going to find there that will help you along your way.
Or at least near it.
But of course, that's if you wish to continue to help with this. You have technically fulfilled your contract to bring the information back about the ruin and have uncovered this rather interesting thing that's going on. We will have to do a full debrief later, because as he looks to a timepiece, I need to go to a meeting quickly, and however, I am sure there is someone else who would be very willing, very interested in hearing about this business.
Is there someone you're going to send in, or someone we'll need to find to talk to?
He kind of taps his desk for a bit. Just come with me, please. He gets up from his desk, and heads back to where you all staying. The ambassador's suite and knocks on it. And just motions for you all to go in.
Okay. I'll enter.
I guess we're going in.
Same here.
I'll enter as well, looking about.
Mm-hmm. You all enter to the room as Rowan walks off. To the room brighter than ever. Small winged creatures like fairies and birds flitting about. Flowers and spring all about. As two figures are stand in, for lack of better phrasing, lazy papasan chairs, sharing drinks and seeing you enter. You see one of them you don't recognize, an elvish woman of, well, actually, no, what you think looks like someone that looks like a nymph with black with coal black hair.
So does Lynn recognize either of them?
Yes, you all recognize her because one, you've seen mosaics of her. Lynn, you've talked to her multiple times. A dark-skinned half-elf Duchess Nehemia of Kreiko.
Lynn will break protocol, squeal, and run over and hug her.
Fair enough. As they're about to say, well, welcome. As you kind of tackle hug her and kind of back. Yes, hi. Yes, it's good to see you. As she returns the hug. Yes, it's good to see you too.
I'd totally break it for him.
Yes, but not that fast.
Well, he wouldn't let me see you. And she'll back up.
I've been trying, if it's any consolation.
I know you have. And she'll wave her Harma. This is my brother and company.
It is a pleasure. I am Duchess Nehemia of Kreiko. And I formally would like to welcome you to my city and thank you for what you have done so far.
You are welcome. And he'll give a bow.
I'll bow as well.
Maybe we'll do it first.
Please have seats. Drink. We have much to speak about, from what I understand. Rowan was able to give some information, but he said you have just returned from understand you returned from the job he sent you on. What is going on?
There is a group using how do you phrase it? The Curse of the Feast?
Curse of the Feast. I've been jokingly calling it Ash to Mouth.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, that probably has a different meaning if you think of Star Wars.
Ah!
Say again?
In joke. Which you two can see on Twitch. But wait, you derailed me there.
Alright.
Yes. Okay, got it. There's a cult of people that appear to be using it to resurrect or herald the return of a jackal that was associated with a few other nasty beings.
She kind of grimaces at that thought and casts a glance at at her compatriot, who has been keeping a rather neutral expression the entire time, looking at all of you, flicking between you all.
Speaking of, I would like to point out that it wasn't the Church of Perfection. It was the
Pharasma.
The Church of Pharasma did mention that there were jackals that had left and retrieved bones in the city.
Fun.
I can only assume that's warning of what's to come. Kinara will drink from his flask. He needs something bigger than that, but he doesn't really have the time right now to do it. But the two of you, he gestures towards Lynn and the Duchess, I believe. You two seem to know each other.
Yes. Lynn, during her travels, stayed in my court for some time. It was interesting having her around.
So smart.
It was always fun. It was always funny to have her spar words with Rowan. So easily riled up. But those are days of fun, and I have unfortunately had to be a duchess in that time. But which brings me to this situation, that with how it is currently, I have no specialized forces that can take on this task. Our soldiers are already busy with guarding what little we can for our reclaiming farms and the like, trying to help rebuild. And I believe the only ones who are capable of at least doing this within our adventurers, and whether fate has deemed it so or not, that is you all. And that is why I would like to ask that, or you may say no, or say yes, it is your decision, to help with this curse that has afflicted my people.
Well, it's threatening to affect far more. I'll look over to to Len. Any objections?
None that I can think of.
No, I always want to help the people. Especially these ones.
That you do. That you do. However, unfortunately, I believe the worst is yet to come. Because I believe, and that's when the nymph finally speaks. A very mature but quiet voice, filled with a lot of strength. The bones are only the beginning. The bones and jackals are a preface of what will come. They are the jackal's heralds. That it is how he spreads his disease.
That's what I was fearing.
But it is far worse than that. Those that fall victim to the curse, those that die to it, rise from the dead and are called to the desert, to some unknown location, not known by a normal man, to be either sacrificed or to help his ascension.
Do you have any information on these sentinel sites? Because I doubt driving off the jackals or killing them would solve the issue here. It would at best postpone.
You are correct in that one cannot Kalashnikov. And you feel a shiver on your spine a little from when she says your full name.
I found it odd too that she said my full name.
It's totally her. She's the one doing it. It's totally her.
Mr. Jenkins. I need to check for the things. Okay. That goes there. What was the last thing I said? I'm sorry. I had to read a lot of words to find information. I'm like, wait a minute, where am I again?
They come back from the dead.
Oh yeah, the jackals. To defeat the jackal prince, and to slay and to destroy the curse that comes with it, at least for a time, is to kill the jackal prince himself again. How that is done, however, it has been lost. Only the sentinels remembered how to do it. And as you obviously know, the sentinels have not been seen for many centuries.
This is true, but the chalice we found was in a place guarded by the Sentinel, so I would presume other Sentinel locations would have hints, if not other artifacts, to lift this curse.
That would be correct. That would be correct. However, I have a feeling you will find what you need in Vimian.
Well, that's where or near one of the places are. Would the city be able to at least postpone the jackals?
At this point, Nehemiah actually chimes in. We can try, but from what this jackal prince has shown, he is of magical. It is a little more than your average magic. They will slink in as they can. As I said, my guards are spread thin as it is. We can try. Perhaps we can invest in more sacred waters and the like, but I do not know. And the nymph chimes in again. We will be able to do what we can. Rieko will be safe. No. That's it.
Good. Anyone have any additional questions or thoughts? Because it sounds like we definitely have a direction.
No.
Like it's time to go on an adventure again.
Great.
For this, I will see that if I can talk these counselors into giving a appropriate compensation for this. But until then, all I can offer is my eternal gratitude.
Well, I'd say a day or two to get supplies, and you are quite welcome, ma'am.
It is at least good to know that people are still willing to help each other out of a little bit of kindness.
Remember, where there's darkness, there's always light.
But the question is, when are you going to get to the light from the darkness?
The maid for you to see to open the drapes. You just need me around again. You're laughing already. My job's done.
She does shrug off the mouth like, yes. And Philip, you all are, as far as I can concern, friends of the city, so anything that you wish to see about or travel to, I can think we can arrange something.
Thank you. And
should you need anything special, I we, as she kind of nudges over to the nymph, can see if we can do anything for you.
Unless there's anything else, I think we should take our leave.
Okay.
Lynn will pout a bit, but, walk over the group.
Hey, if you want to hang out, you can.
Say, I can.
No,
You have to. This is literally where you are staying. Rowan had to spend 3 days to make sure I can actually get at least a day of this. We are spending a damn afternoon together. We are going to have fun, whether you like it or not.
She'll rub her hands together. Like old times or like adult times?
That sounds mighty questionable.
I.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
We'll skirt the border. I mean, I have to be responsible, but...
Pope will give the look of, really?
But Mia doesn't have to be responsible.
Wait, say that one more time?
You know for a fact she kind of has a quote-unquote alter ego. She basically has disguise casted on her and she is Mia.
I can't wait.
Kiyomi,
Yes.
I owe you a drink.
You do, but you don't have to worry about that.
Pope will come over and hug Nahime as well.
It is good to see you too, Poka.
Trees of Doom.
Trees of Death.
No, that's a level 20.
One day over the rainbow, he'll be a level 20. One day.
One day.
And this is where we fade into mischief, more mischief, and more mischief.
Essentially, yes. You all
We're
have
totally
2 days or so of doing as you wish. Light was also with you on it. Oh yeah, I don't think Sarah has been introduced to Light, right?
Nope.
No, you. Essentially, you found that there was someone being held prisoner, and it was a Firebrand.
Oh,
I
and
think
he's
I
a
was there for the
tiefling that...
I was there for part of it, but not all of it.
He's
Yeah.
also a tiefling that broke the blood tie that made him a tiefling, and he's slowly becoming human again.
Slightly.
Hmm.
And yes, he's kind of an old man. Like, we're talking like in his 60s. So yeah, pretty old for a human. For a tiefling human person. For a person, that's pretty damn old. So yes, you all have found interesting things about this curse, about these people who want to muck up this place. Apologies again for that miscommunication earlier. I'm like, and it's like, you're like, you know what? You're right. It's why should it be that way? So yeah. Questions, concerns, favorite recipes, screams of pain?
Well, I've actually enjoyed this session a bit. I actually, due to the fact that it seems to be aside from a few bumps that seem to be us just kind of coming to decisions, I like how the NPCs in the world seem to be pacing this. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's like it feels more like people in a world versus a set of outline points, if that makes any sense.
Basically, point A, point B.
Right. It feels more like we're having conversations that's leading us to places, and people actually at least have some information that can guide us here or there, provided we ask some questions. And I'm liking the aspect of it. The minimal meta talk to drive the narrative. I think that's a good way to phrase it. And
may or may not have caused a series of events that may or may not lead to a coup.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gotta be interesting. They're gonna have to deal with that.
Also, that 1,000 gold worth of coins, which I assume is mostly platinum, would be divided. Will be given to the loot box.
I've already got written down.
I'm kind of surprised no one asked about the nymph. Random nymph.
Kinara
seemed to know a little bit more than
Kinara would have, but given all the women in the room and the circumstances, then wasn't the time to be a nymph.
Well, you can say that in your mind. You could have made checks if you really wanted to. I mean, you still can't, technically. Well,
So,
I don't know.
Pinbook says he would be distracted by Lynn. I believe I pronounced it right that time. Kiyome, the Duchess.
True.
Okay,
If I recall, the nymph is also a woman, so the nymph the nymph herself.
Okay, well, Kinara is hedonistic. Again, he does have cultural leanings when it comes to women, so.
AKA the woman of power, the Duchess was speaking, he shuts up.
Fair enough. Everybody else?
Would that be the Cliff Notes?
Thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much. More or less, yeah, pretty much.
I'm happy.
Triss isn't here right now. He should pop back in a moment. Yeah. So far, pretty good. So far, yeah, nice. This light fellow is he just a part of this adventure, or is he intended to be a kind of NPC proxy?
Either or, honestly. Like, if he would like to continue this adventure with you all, but he's also understanding of there's something that this cult of his, they seem to be pretty big on stuff, so this might not be their only project. He's basically, actually, he straight tells you all, and, you know, I think this might not be their only project, so I might be going hunting for them. Thing is, the resources, but thanks to your Duchess friend, I think I'll be able to get it.
Trish, we've reached the "so how was it" portion of the session. Do you have any thoughts?
No.